Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to give you the first rule of three. Now the rule of three is going to be my take around each month around the three things that I've learned or experienced or used, which I think you should know about. Today we're going to talk about a book, a website and a drink. All stuff I've used over January 2021 that I think you would enjoy. Now as ever, my name is Brendan and here are the details. If you want to follow me, please do nudge the like button and click subscribe. Just means you will get the content the moment it is released. So, starting off with the book. This book is brilliant. Now, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so these are all my own views, but Graham Tomlinson, the fitness chef, still tasty. This book is brilliant. So, Graham Tomlinson, you may have seen him on Instagram. He talks around how some foods are classed as healthy, yet they might actually be worse off for you than if you just had the bad equivalent. So for example, if you were to have avocado on toast, that might actually be more calorific and have less goodness in it than maybe just having a piece of toast with chocolate spread on it. I'm not entirely sure that's correct, but he really challenges us to think around those items and those foods which are perceived to be healthy, but you know what, probably aren't. So his first book, this one, Still Tasty, is all around how you take your everyday foods, which are tasty, and begin to look at alternatives to make them still tasty. So for example, one of the favorites that I've used, and I hope he doesn't mind, is the sticky toffee pudding one. So sticky toffee pudding is tasty, at apparently 739 calories per serving. Bloody hell for that. And you can make it still tasty at 289 calories. Well, you might be sitting here thinking, Brendan, that's complete nonsense. Well, it isn't, because we did it. My other half and I, we made it last weekend, and to be quite honest, it was delicious. Now, I am not a great cook at the best of times. I can follow a recipe, but the tips and insights that Graham gives you really help you begin to understand those foods and sauces particularly that are really calorific and begin to challenge you around what you need to use. So for example, did you know that if you have a tablespoon of olive oil, that can be well over 100 calories? Yet if you use a spray, and you can use the Fry Light sprays, which are basically 1 calorie per spray, you automatically take out a whole heap of calories in that meal. Now sauces and sprays, I promise you, are one of the biggest elements of taking in excess calories, but Graham goes through the book and just talks around how you can adjust Eggs Benedict, or main meals, and even desserts. So this book is one of those items that you should have in the kitchen, because if you do have a favourite meal and you'd like to make it healthier and make it still tasty, then I would highly recommend it. It does go to show, you know, I don't know whether you can see that, but it talks around tasty, still tasty, tasty, still tasty. Pizzas. Your homemade pizzas, that's a great one to use. And he talks around how you can make the base, the ingredients you can substitute in and out, but really, who doesn't like pizza? And if it becomes healthier, happy days. So the first book is The Fitness Chef, Still Tasty, available in all good bookstores, and I'll put links wherever it is into the description so that you can have a look at it. So The Fitness Chef, Still Tasty, like it. Now the second is a website. So the website is called musclefood.com. So I've been using Muscle Food for a while. It originally started out as a website that allows you to buy good quality meats at a fraction of the price that you would get from the supermarket. So for example, they're chicken breasts. They're 200 gram chicken breasts, which have less water come out of them when they are cooked, compared to the supermarket chains, which you might only get 100 gram breasts. And obviously there is water content in there because they inject water into the chicken breasts so that when they're pre-cooked weight, they're heavier than when they get cooked. So effectively it's a way of bulking it out. Muscle Food over the last few years has actually grown out, so it now offers you a range of meats. You can do fishes and meats, hampers. So we now buy a monthly hamper with a range of meats in it. So we have lean mince, we have turkey burgers, we have chicken thighs. We get some of the one-pot meals that come with it as a special offer. They're always having good offers, and I would highly encourage you to have a look at the musclefood.com. Again, I'll put a link in, but really it's a way of saying, how can I get good quality meats and good quality foods without paying extortionate prices? Now I know that you can go to Aldi and Lidl and other discount supermarkets, and to be fair, their meat is pretty good, but it does give you an alternative. and having a great range of products really helps us. So for example, when we've gone through lockdown and you don't want to go to the supermarket, being able to order good quality meats and fishes and other food produce is really important. So for example, we do a weekly Gusto, which is an online mail order subscription for food, so it sends you the recipes and the ingredients. Sometimes I'll even order a vegetarian meal and then bulk it out with a muscle food meat, which is a great way to go. So our hamper most recently was a 40-pound hamper, and it came with a whole heap of steaks and burgers and chicken thighs and flavourings, and it was a double. So whatever you ordered, you effectively got the same thing twice. Happy days. So Muscle Food is one of those websites I would encourage you to have a look at. For us, it works out really well. There are alternatives. Athlete.com, I believe, is another one, and there are always new websites popping up around providing good quality produce. Please do have a look at the reviews. Please do make sure that you are comfortable buying your food online. It does come in a box which is chilled, and it needs to be delivered the day that it's sent, which makes sense because there's food in there that needs to go into the fridge. One of the things you can do is order a 2-kilogram chicken breast bag, and it comes in this big bag. We then just split them into 2 breasts per sandwich bag, and we put them in the freezer, and they're really good. So 200-gram chicken breasts are obviously double the size of some of the others that you get from the supermarkets, and for us that works really well because we do one meal in the evening and we eat the remainder the following day for lunch. Happy days. So musclefood.com, again, I'm not sponsored, so feel free to check it out, feel free to ignore it, but I think it's something you should know. And finally, here we go, so a drink. Now, you may not know, but I don't drink a great deal. That's not to say that I haven't drunk. In my university days, I probably drank far too much. In the last few years, I've become more conscious around what I put into my body, and to be honest, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. Predominantly in the mornings, because that's a hangover and they suck. But the other side of it is I don't like losing control, and anyway, I don't want to get into it. But the point is I do like the taste of alcohol. I just can't deal with it very well. I'm a big fan of gin and tonics. So deciding not to drink as much means that I've had to look out at alternatives. Now, one of these is called Mary. Now, Mary is a low alcohol botanical blend gin. Cool, huh? So Mary, I saw on Instagram. Again, I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing, but it's classed as a low alcohol gin and a low calorie gin. So for example, there are only 9 calories per 25 ml shot, compared to I think it's over 100 that you might get in others. It's also 6 times less alcohol than normal gin. So if you're not a great drinker or you want to look at low calorie alternatives, this might be an option for you. The taste is actually pretty good. We do get used to having really wholesome and flavoursome gins, and you can go into the real botanicals and you can look at the different alternatives. One of my favourites is Monkey 47. 47 stands for 47 botanicals, but also things like Hendrix. Hendrix, brilliant. With a slice of cucumber, ice, brilliant on a hot summer's day. But sometimes you just want an alternative. If you're going to go and have a few, you don't want to take in excess calories, and I know that might sound really boring, but when calories determine whether you lose or put on weight, it's worth thinking about. So for me, Mary, I would highly recommend. It is a great alternative to all of the other gins out there, and it is a low calorie and low alcohol version. Yes, it's not up there with the Hendrix and the Tanquerais and the 47s and all that sort of good stuff, but it is something worthwhile having in your cupboard. So that's it. They're the 3 for this first rule of 3. At the end of January 2021, this is my first rule of 3. So as ever, my name is Brendan, and out of the 3, which would I go for first? I would say the Fitness Chef book. That is the biggest bang for your buck. I guarantee you will see some things that you think, shit, I didn't know that. And you can just begin to tailor and swap out some of the ingredients in the recipes. And that's it. That's it for today. Hopefully you found this useful. Please do check out the links below. Please do write me a comment, tell me whether you like it, whether you found it useful, and also tell me your favourite recipe in the books. Right, with that I'm going to stop waffling on, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.